Hello everybody and welcome to this special edition of the Money Man. Now today I thought I'd do something different, something a little bit new. You're probably wondering, why is it so dark? Did I forget to pay my electricity bill? Well, no, that is not the reason. The reason it's so dark is because we're going to have a look at some of your favourite banknotes under UV light and have a look at some of the hidden images that are just waiting to be found just under the surface. So what we need to do is keep everything nice and dark so these images burst into life when we hit it with the UV light. So what I'm going to show you is a set of Sri Lankan Rupees, a complete series in uncirculated condition, and we're going to start off with the lowest denomination, which is the 10 rupee note, and all of these notes in this series are from the early 2000s. So let's have a look. I'll show you each and every banknote under normal light, and then I will show you them under UV light, and I'll only show you the front or obverse of the notes because that's where the hidden images are contained within. They're only on the front of the notes. So let's have a look at the lowest one. This is the 10 rupee. Here we go. So when the UV light hits it, you can see we get this wonderful pattern emerge at the bottom, and it's surrounded by what almost looks like the silhouette of a blooming flower. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you can see we've got this beautiful pattern that arcs around that silhouette. And then we've got this nice square or sort of rectangular shape with the denomination of 10 represented. So even though this is the lowest denomination, you can see that we've got these wonderful images that just burst into life when you hit it with UV light. So that is the first banknote. Really, really nice. So let's have a look at the next one. The next one is a 20 rupee note, and here it is. So let's just get that into a nice place so you can all see it. You can see my improvisation at the bottom here with a very handy piece of white tack. That's the level of sophistication here at the Money Man. So let's have a look at this one under UV light. Here we go. Here it comes. Look at that. Absolutely spectacular. So again, you've got another fantastic pattern that is arcing round a silhouette, and you've got a nice little sun that appears just left of center, and you can see we've got another square with the denomination of 20 which appears just to the top left of center of the banknote. And you can also see that if I just arc the light around, let me switch up the light a little bit, you can see how the light catches the serial numbers and they appear this sort of like greeny yellow color. So really, really interesting. Very, very nice. And remember, these are very low value banknotes in terms of their face value, but still we've got a great level of sophistication in their UV imagery. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. So the next one, here it comes. The next one is the 50 rupee. And like I said, I will do a feature-length video on this series in much more detail in the coming weeks, so don't worry about that. So here you can see, beautiful banknote this. I love the colour scheme. Very, very nice. So let's have a look at it under UV light and what is hiding underneath. Okay, here comes the UV. Okay, so this one, you can see that we've actually got the denomination of 50, but nothing else much going on apart from this silhouette that emerges in the middle of the circular pattern. So weirdly enough, this one is less sophisticated than the 10 or the 20, which is unusual, and I'm not too sure why. But you can see that the 50 is very prominent and slightly larger. But that's about it really. So the 50 actually, although very aesthetically pleasing under normal light, is pretty boring under UV. But don't worry, it gets much better, trust me. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. The next denomination that I have for you is the 100 rupee note. And here it is. Okay. Now it might get a bit tricky this as the banknotes get larger, but let's see what happens. Okay, so let's kill the light. Okay, here comes the UV, and let's see what we can find. So we've got the denomination of 100 that appears just left of center, And if I change the light a little bit, you can see we've got this wonderful silhouette that appears again. Again, it kind of looks like a blooming flower or some kind of image that you might find on some kind of temple. I'm not quite sure what the significance of these images are, but again, the 100, there's not too much going on. Now, if you're thinking in this point of the video, oh, it's downhill from here, don't worry. The last few banknotes are absolutely spectacular, so hang on in there. It will get better, I promise you. So, let's get back to normal light, and let's get the next banknote. And the next one is the 500, and here it is. It's an incredible series, this, by the way. One of the first series that I actually put together when I first started collecting. So, let's have a look at the 500 under UV light. So let's go dark, and here we go. So you can see the 500 appears, and we've got another silhouette. Let's change the light setting, and there we go. So again, not too much going on here. We've got the 500, but nothing much else. You can see the serial number does appear in that sort of greeny yellow fluorescent color again, but other than the 500 in the rectangle, there's not much else going on. So like I said, hang on in there, it does get better. So let's flip back to normal light. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is the 1000 rupee note, and here it is. Let me just see if I can get this entirely in frame. That would be better. Okay, so let's have a look at this one under UV light. Here we go. Okay, now this one is a little bit more spectacular. So let's change the light settings. So you can see already we've got much more going on. Now you've got the denomination of 1000, and just here you can see that we've got this nice little oval shape with a sort of some kind of other spiky shape in the middle of it. I don't know if that's supposed to resemble some kind of star or some other kind of pattern, I'm not sure, but you can see we've got the beginnings of a strip that appear here with this wonderful creature down at the bottom here, and then we've got this lovely bell-shaped silhouette here in the middle. So this one you get a real sort of like addition of different elements, and if you can see, if we just move the light, you start to see this glow appear on the right hand side as well. So that's interesting, and as it just catches the light of the pattern there, the pattern sort of emerges ever so slightly on the corner. So really interesting, very nice, this one. I really like this one. So like I said, it gets much better. Now let's have a look at the last one. This is the final and highest denomination, which is the 2000 Sri Lankan Rupee note. And this is actually my favourite banknote of the set because I absolutely love the design. I think it's absolutely incredible. And let's have a look at this one under UV light. Here we go. Okay, so this is the first one. Look at that, isn't that incredible? Let me change the light settings so you get a better idea. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, boom. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely exquisite? Just the depth and sophistication of the pattern that sort of bursts out the banknote is absolutely incredible. I love how it catches the light red in the banknote, and it makes these wonderful patterns that emerge, sort of spiraling out from the center of this sort of round circular shape. It almost reminds me of sort of like a compass or some kind of clock or something like that, some kind of navigation device of the ancient world. I have no idea what's going on here, but it's really fascinating. And this beautiful pattern that emerges at the top and the bottom of the banknote, absolutely incredible. And of course, just to the left of center, we've got the denomination of 2000 represented. I'll just arc the light up a bit so you can see it a little bit better. It's a bit of a tricky process, this, at times, but you can see just there the denomination of 2000 in that fluorescent rectangle just left of center, and you can see that the serial number also catches the light, and it appears sort of like a gold color this time. So really fascinating. I could look at this for hours. It's just incredible, and obviously during the lockdown we've got a lot of time on our hands. So yeah, really exquisite banknotes. So yeah, did you know that there was so much hiding underneath the surface. And this is not a new technology. You can get banknotes from, the 80s, 1980s, and they've still got this kind of technology in them. So this is not a new thing. So hopefully, if you've found this interesting, I'm going to continue making more videos like this, because I've had a look at a lot of banknotes in my collection under UV light, and some of them are beyond epic. You will be amazed what is hiding behind under the surface. Now, just to give you a sense of that, you can see I always have banknotes in the background, and if we turn on the UV light again, you can see we get some things that pop out here. So this gives you an idea of some of the stuff that I'm going to be showing you in the near future. It's not going to be these banknotes per se. I'm hoping I'm going to be showing off something much more interesting. But if you look at that Guernsey one in the background, look at that. How epic is that? So that just gives you a flavour of what is to come. So if you've really enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comment section if you want to see more videos like this. I'm more than happy to oblige. It's been really fun putting together this kind of video. So yeah, so that's all I've got for you today. If you can recommend any banknotes to have a look under UV light as well, I'd be more than happy to fulfill those requests. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well. This is the Money Man signing out for now. Bye bye everyone.